What up, YouTube world? Welcome to my channel, No CDL Boys. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dedrick. I'm an owner-operator out of North Carolina. My last video, I spoke about the different steps it takes to get started into this non-CDL box truck game. This video, I want to speak to you all about the different trucks and the different avenues as far as getting the truck to get started into the game, and the best avenue to take as far as being a new authority and you know, getting started into this box truck game. Number one, there are three different ways you can get started. You can rent a truck. Number one, you can lease a truck, or you can buy a truck. You can buy a truck straight out, buy it, you know, from someone, straight cash, however you want to do it, or you can finance your truck. So it's sort of like 4 different ways, but you know. Okay, I started off when I came into the game 3 years ago, renting a truck. It's very expensive to rent a truck, especially just getting started. You know, when you first get started, you know, it's not like you have brokers calling you. You know, it's not like you have loads where you're able to just run daily, you know, constantly, consistently. It's not like you have consistently work. You have consistent work, you know. So it's when you're coming into the game renting a truck, it's kind of tough, you know, because like I said, it's expensive if you don't have a plug, you know, where you go to the rental company and you get a truck for a cheap rate, you know. Some guys have that, you know, or if you don't have a commercial account, you know, because a lot of these rental companies they have commercial accounts where the rates are better than, you know, you just showing up to the company and wanting to rent a truck. You know, they have commercial accounts, and it's still expensive. It's still not, you know, it's still not that cheap. It's still expensive, you know. It's different prices for different rental companies, you know. When I came into the game, like I said, I was renting a truck. I was renting from Penske. I didn't have a commercial account. I was paying about $7.50 a week flat rate, and I think it was about 19 cents a mile. I think he ended up going down like to 16 cents a mile after a while, you know, because I just, you know, talked to him like, yo, I can't keep paying this much a mile. Can you go down for me a little bit? He went down a few cents. So yeah, so when I came into the game 3 years ago, I was renting a truck from Penske. And when I came in the game, I spoke on this last video. When I came into the game wanting to solely do Amazon relay. You know, that was my approach. I didn't come into the game like, okay, I'm finna do over the road. You know, I'm finna be dealing with bros. I didn't even have the low board. I didn't even have DET low board. You know, I came in the game strictly wanted to do Amazon relay, and that's what I did. That's what I tried to do anyway. And it was tough. I failed, because with doing Amazon relay, you have to keep your score at a high level. I think it's 100. You have to have 100%, and your grade has to be A+ to actually keep the load board. If your grade is not that, with Amazon relay, they would take the load board from you for 6 weeks. So, okay, imagine having a truck just starting, a rental truck. Your payments, your weekly rate is averaging about $1,100, and you don't even have no work. You know. And so that's what I ran into. And you know, others might, you know, some might not run into that. You know, others, you know, might come into the game, and you should, if you want. Let me go back. If you're renting the truck coming into the game, you want to have loads already set up where you want to have brokers set up. You want to have a dispatcher set up. You want to have you want to be done spoke with shippers and had contracts set in place where they're wanting you to move their freight. You know, if you're renting a truck coming to the game, like, you have to have that in place. You can't come into the game renting a truck and just, okay, let me rent this truck now. Let me get on this load board and see if I can get a load. You can't, because the rate is too high. The weekly rate is too high to rent a truck. You know, so you can already see how I'm talking. You know, for me personally, I'm gonna tell anybody that's starting, don't rent a truck. You know, I would advise you not to rent a truck. That would be my advice to someone looking to get started into the game, renting a truck. But that is an option, and it may be the only option that some have, to rent a truck, because some may not be able to go out and buy a truck flat out. They may not have the funds on hand to go out and do that, or they may not have the credit to go out and get a truck, get a truck finance, so this may be the only, option that they have, but if that's the only option that you have is to rent a truck, just make sure that you have in place a way to accumulate funds, a way to get loads consistently, someone that's able to help you to stay on the road that daily, day after day, because again, your weekly rate is gonna, if you don't have a corporate, a commercial account with anyone, your weekly rate is gonna be anywhere between anywhere between $700 to $1,000 a week, so that's tough on someone that's just coming into the game looking to get started, so like I said, I would advise you not to rent if you don't have to, coming into the game, because of that, because of the expenses, because of how expensive it is to rent. The second way to get started into the game is leasing. You can lease a truck. Leasing is sort of like renting, but you're responsible for the maintenance. And renting, that's one of the good things for renting. You're not responsible for the maintenance. So yeah, let me backtrack a little bit. If you're renting a truck, that's one of the pros. I would say that's the only pro. That's the only good thing. You're not responsible for the maintenance on the truck. And obviously, when you have your own truck, you're leasing the truck. I mean, when you have these trucks have problems. These trucks are not new. Even the ones that you rent, they're newer trucks, but they break down. They have problems. They have issues. So when you're renting a truck, you're not responsible for that. You're not responsible for those breakdowns. You're not responsible for the maintenance on that truck. And if your truck break down, you're renting the truck, they will replace it with another truck, right then and there. So for instance, if you're renting a truck and you have a load on your truck, and your truck break down on the way to drop the load off, whoever you're renting from, they will bring you another truck out. You would transfer your load to that truck, and you will keep pushing, going on about your business. Opposed to if you have your own truck and you have a load on your truck and that truck breaks down, you're responsible for getting that truck towed, getting you another truck, or getting you a rental truck or whatever, and transferring your load and going on about your business, getting your load delivered. But it's a lot harder when you have your truck. So yeah, but with leasing, it's sort of like renting, but again, you're responsible for the maintenance. This is something I never leased, because it doesn't make sense. Why would I lease a truck that's I'm responsible for the maintenance on this truck at the end of the day, and the truck still is not mine. So if anything break down on this truck, it needs tires, anything breaks down, any maintenance that needs to be done with this truck, anything that needs to be replaced, I'm doing it. I'm replacing. I'm putting new tires on this truck. And at the end of the day, I still got to take this truck back to the owner, to the company. So that doesn't make sense. It's like it's like you're basically buying a truck. You can basically rebuild a truck. Because all type of things can happen to this truck. And you can just replace. Put new things on this truck. And at the end of the day, you taking it back to this owner, taking it back to this company after you did all the maintenance to it, after you replace all these parts, expensive parts, because these parts get expensive. Understand that. They get real expensive. So that's like leasing, like that's something that I didn't even, once I, did my research, I never even thought about leasing. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather rent, so I won't be responsible for the maintenance. It's just common sense, And as far as the prices, with leasing, it varies, because you can lease from an owner operator. I can lease my truck out to somebody that's coming to the game. If I had another truck and I wanted to, I can lease my truck out and I can charge whatever I feel is fit, or whatever me and whoever I'm leasing the truck out to agree on. So it varies. The prices vary, as far as leasing. I can't give you a set number what it'd be. That just depends on, like I said, you and whoever you're leasing your truck from. But again, I would advise you not to lease a truck. I would say rent a truck before you lease a truck. It just makes more. It just makes more sense. It makes no sense to lease a truck, and replace all the parts and be responsible for all the maintenance, be responsible for the towing, be responsible for putting tires on there, and you have to return it. So coming into the game, like I said, you want to set yourself up to win. You don't want to set yourself up to fail. And I'm giving you this knowledge based off experience. That's what I'm doing. I've been in the game 3 years. I can't sit here on this video and tell you that I know everything, that I know all the ins and outs about this non-CDL box truck game. I don't, but I know a lot because I've been through a lot. I have failed, in this business, but I've got back up, and I kept pushing it, and I learned, from those lessons. I learned, renting, like I said, I did it, and I did it for a while. I couldn't do it no more. Even once I started being able to get loads consistent. It was still rough for me, because it's like, okay, I'm making money, I'm making such and such a week, but damn, I'm sitting here turning around paying $1,100, $1,200 for a truck, a week. So it's like, it just don't make sense, So I started doing my research, I ain't had to do a lot of research, I knew that I wanted my own truck, but I had told myself in the beginning that I'm gonna just rent for about 6 months. I'm gonna just rent for about a year, just let me, get in the game and accumulate some funds, and then I'm gonna go ahead and purchase my truck, But like I said, the expenses were so high, man. It's just like, it takes so much of the money that you're making, weekly. So if you're talking about over $1,000 a week renting the truck, you're talking about over $4,000 a month, So I knew right then that wasn't something that I could continue to do, so I didn't. The number one way that I think someone should, the number one way I think you should do as far as getting the truck and getting into the business is buying. You can either buy straight out from someone, or you can go ahead and get something financed. Now I would buying, I got my truck financed. Buying, like I said, you can buy, and that's okay, and a lot of guys do buy, and a lot of guys be successful. A lot of guys get good trucks with just buying flat out. When I say buy, I mean like go on Facebook Marketplace, just buying from somebody that you might know, or somebody that they might know that has a truck for sale for, let's say $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, an older truck, or truck that's running good. But with that right there, you're not gonna have any warranty on it. You're buying off someone. You're not gonna get no warranty. You're not buying it from a dealer. So that is kind of risky. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I say, guys do it, and you have guys that be successful, and you have guys that do it and they fail. Buying a truck for $6,000, $7,000. And after a month, the truck break down. You can have breakdowns on these trucks, man. And the breakdown can put you all the way out of business. You can have a breakdown just coming in. You have a $5,000, $6,000 part that needs to be replaced on the truck, and you just starting. I mean, hell, unless you got that bread stacked up like that, I mean, that's gonna be tough, And then what happens is, okay, you replace that part, and then another month down the line, 2 weeks down the line, you got another $3,000 or $4,000 part that has to be replaced. So that happens. I seen it happen. It happens. So that route right there, I would advise as well. I'm like I say, I'm giving you this game just based off what I know, based off experience, based off what I done seen, taking that route right there, I would advise you not to do as well. The number one route I would advise you to take is getting you a truck finance with one of these companies, one of these fleet maintained companies, Penske, Ryder, Enterprise. You can go to Freightliner. You can go to Rush dealership, International, and get you a truck finance. Get you a good truck. Low miles. When I say low miles, when we talk about low miles, when we talk about these trucks right here, these non-CDL box trucks, and we're talking about low miles is considered in these 200, 225, 250 and under. That's low. That's low miles when you're talking about box trucks. When you're talking about 26-foot box trucks, 250 or under, that's considered good miles. So if you can get you something with 250, 225 under that, a good warranty, and these companies are going to give you good warranties. They're going to give you warranties that's going to cover basically everything. So if, for instance, you go and finance this equipment, you get your truck or whatever, they're going to give you a warranty, let's say 6 months or a year warranty that covers everything, maybe 100,000 mile warranty. Like, you can't beat that, just coming into the game. It's like you protected. It's like your business is protected. Your truck is your business. This is, if you don't have a good running truck, you can't, you're not gonna succeed. You're gonna fail if you don't have a good running truck. So my advice, to those that's getting into the business is to go to one of those fleet maintained companies, or go to one of these big dealerships, like I said, like Rush, like Freightliner, and get you a truck finance. You want to have your credit in. You want to have your credit in a good space. Your credit you want to have your credit good. That way you won't have your interest rate won't be so high, and your payments won't be so high. You want to keep your expenses as low as possible. That's important. I spoke about that last video. It's important to keep your expenses low as possible when coming to this game, because you're gonna have expenses, insurance, obviously your truck payment. If you decide, if you have to rent, you're gonna have your rental rate. And you're gonna have maintenance on the truck, and you're gonna have to run your business. Fuel, diesel. You want to keep your expenses as low as possible. So if you can, make sure when you do, you're able to go and purchase your truck, finance your truck. You want to make sure that your credit is in a good space, so you can have your interest rate can be real low. So yeah, those are the ways that you can get trucks with starting to the business. And again, you have to do what's best for you. I can tell you what's best, but you have to do what's best for you. Again, everybody's not able to go out and finance a truck. So you want to get into the game, because again, this game is profitable. You can't succeed, you can't make money. So you want to get into this game. So if you have to lease a truck, go ahead. You just hope that everything is good with the truck, where you don't have to fix things consistently on this truck. At the most, put some tires on it, and that's expensive. But you're gonna have to do it. If you're driving a truck, you're going OTR over the road for long periods of time, you have to put tires on truck. That's just part of maintenance. Oil changes, things like that. That's part of maintenance. You have to do that. So yeah, you just want to keep your expenses as low as possible. But again, my advice to those getting started into the game is to get your truck financed, get your equipment financed, you know. And also, I'm pretty sure y'all know this, but I mean, you may not, but you have to have a 26-foot. You don't have to, you know, but when I'm speaking about non-CDL box truck, I'm speaking about 26-foot box truck. That's what I'm speaking on. You know, I don't have a 16-foot truck. You know, you have guys that run 16-foot trucks. You know, and you know, get money out of it. You know, you have guys that's doing that. You know, you have people that's doing that. But I'm in, you know, the 26-foot box truck game. You want to make sure that you have a lift gate on your truck as well. You know, that's very important. You know, it's more money when you have a lift gate on your truck. You have a lot of loads that require lift gates. You know, so you want to make sure that if you're renting, if you're leasing, or if you're buying, make sure that it's a 26-foot dock high truck with a lift gate. That's very important. 26-foot dock high truck with the lift gate. So yeah, those are just my ways of, you know, the 3 different ways of getting, you know, obviously 4 different ways, because, you know, you talk about purchasing. So, you know, buying, renting, leasing, and just purchasing straight out, you know. Again, I'm gonna say it again for the last time. I just advise those that's getting to the game to, you know, finance their truck. Right? I want to see everybody be successful that's coming into this game, because I know how hard it is when you fail. You know, you know, bills don't stop. You know, I mean, I went through it. I went through it for a long time. You know, I told you where I failed because of, you know, renting a truck. You know, I failed. You know, but I got back up. You know, I purchased my truck. I bought my truck. I got it financed. I'm obviously making my last payment on my truck next month, you know, so I'm excited about that, you know. And with my truck as well, you know, I had issues. I had a few issues with it, you know, but, you know, you just have to, that's going to happen. You know, you're going to have, you know, issues with a truck. It's just bound to happen, you know, because you're driving it so much. You're putting wear and tear on it. You're putting loads on the truck, you know, so you're going to have issues with it, you know what I'm saying? So just be prepared for that as well. Make sure that you put money up for that. Make sure that you put money up to maintain your truck, you know, for those breakdowns when it happen. Not if it happened, but when it happens. Make sure that you have money set aside for that, you know. That's very important, you know. So I hope that you all was able to, you know, get some knowledge from this video. Again, I'm gonna try my best to, you know, keep dropping videos and enlighten those, you know, who want to get started into the non-CDL box truck game. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, you know, subscribe to my channel, No CDL Boys. I also have a social media platform, TikTok and Instagram, No CDL Boys as well. So, you know, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And again, I see you all next video. Thank you.